first time in my life I've been tall. All right, a lot to cover since I've last seen y'all, so appreciate y'all being here. First, I want to congratulate Robin Pension on win 250. What a great career she's had at the University of Missouri, and I hope the Mizzou family and fan base will send her out right tomorrow and send her off for all the things that she's done for our community and for the University of Missouri, and so really proud of her. Number two, good luck to Coach Gates tonight. What an awesome job he's done with our basketball program. He deserves all the credit and absolutely should be under consideration for SEC Coach of the Year and National Coach of the Year for the job that he's doing, and just really, really proud of him. Okay, I'm a proud Columbia, Missouri resident. My family and I live here. We're really happy to be a part of this community. Our players live here, our coaches and their families live in this community. And yes, I choose to participate in the democratic process, but I have no comment on and cannot comment on anything outside of those comments right there in regards to anything else. The last part is Derek Nicholson, our new linebackers coach. What an incredible hire we were able to get. We wish DJ Smith all the success in the world as the new defensive coordinator at App State. But we're really proud of being able to hire D-Nick, a guy who's coached at multiple places throughout college football, an elite recruiter. He's got the credentials from playing in the NFL and also the players that he has developed, and so really proud to add him to our staff. And so with that, I'll open it up with questions.
Eli, is it kind of weird being around here, not having guys like Brady and Theo and Johnny that have been here forever now?
Yeah, it's honestly surreal to not have those guys who've been with me the whole time. And but this is a new group. It's a new energy. It's good. There's a competition going on with the quarterbacks and the linebackers, and so there's still a freshness. You still got old vets, wily vets like Dalen Carnell and Connor Tollison, and so it's good. But yeah, it's definitely different.
I know you haven't gotten to see a lot, but just what you've seen from Bo in just the first few practices here, what would it be like?
Yeah, Bo is extremely diligent in his work, does a lot of preparation, and excited about what he'll be able to contribute.
Coach, with that, what's the experience of seeing guys who you maybe mostly looked at on film for a couple months now coming out on a practice field for the real time?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we got a ton of new guys here, right? Between early enrollee freshmen and then transfers, and so it's important for us. Spring is all about individual player development. It's all about their growth, and so not to try to put too much pressure on themselves to come out here. I told them today should be the worst day you are as a Missouri football player, because it's your first day. You're unsure of everything. From this point on, it's about growing and getting better, and I'm confident all those guys will do that.
Talk about Connor Tollison and how he's going in the recovery process.
Yeah, he's doing really good. He's able to be out here and snap during 7-on-7. Obviously, he's no contact, but he's really attacked his rehab, and I'm really proud of him and how much he's gotten done.
You also talk about obviously had a surgery.
Yeah.
How it keeps progression.
Yeah, man, our medical staff did an excellent job getting that surgery done, and obviously, he was disappointed he had to miss the bowl game, but was able to get a head start on that. We like where we're at. Obviously, we're going to be very cautious in how we try to utilize him this spring. Don't want any setbacks. So he's out there in non-contact situations and drills that we can protect him, but in drills that could threaten, re-injuring that, we won't participate this spring.
Coach, Darius Smith, is there a timeline that you would expect him to be able to return to practices in?
Yeah, Darius is out there right now. He's going through what he can. Again, he's one of those that we want to be really cautious just because of his length and speed and twitch, and so everything's on track, but we limit the contact that he can have. He's going through individual. He's doing all the non-contact stuff that we can, but we just don't want to put him in a negative situation. We know how physical and talented he is. Now it's just about getting him back acclimated and excited about what he's going to contribute. That defensive end room, you combine Dame, Nate, Langdon, Javion, Eddie, Zion, D. Smith, Ja'Kai Lang, just good old solid Ja'Kai Lang who shows up every day and does his job. That is a really, really talented and deep room right now for us.
Ultimately, sustained with the injuries. Sam Horn, what have you seen from him? How's his progression?
Yeah, Sam looks great, fully cleared. going, throwing the ball. So no concerns with him at all, and it's been fun to watch him. See how much he can apply his growth from watching last year.
But with the quarterback room at large, what does an ideal spring look like there? Is there a timeline on when you want to start a replacement? What does that kind of look like for you?
There's an old saying, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear, right? I think, the quarterback position, there is no timeline, no timetable. When the starting quarterback makes himself known to the rest of the team, we'll announce a starter. But I told those guys that there is no plan to try to name a starter through spring. I don't really believe in that because I think it puts too much pressure on the team and everybody involved. This is about individual player development. It is about each player trying to get better and better every single day. And you know how we decided who was going to be the first quarterback out there today? Old-fashioned paper, rock, scissors. All right, so don't look too much into that. It's about player growth and not having pressure of performance right now. That'll come, but it's about these guys making plays.
You've got three players there that are their strengths, that was on paper, are a little bit different on Bo's legs and Chandler's arm. What does that do in these kind of infant stages of spring camp? What are you kind of looking at for in terms of development?
Yeah, my biggest thing with a quarterback is really about what's his growth and learning potential. The thing about Brady Cook is he didn't make the same mistake twice, right? So we lost a lot of one-score games in his first year, and then the last 2 years we won a ton of them, all right, because he learned from those situations. And so what we've got to force these quarterbacks to go into is we got to put you in the red zone. You got to make a mistake and then not make it again. We got to put you in 2-minute drill and you make a mistake and not make it again. And that'll be the growth that we're trying to see. So, somebody making a great throw in a 4-set rack, we're not going to get real excited about it. It's going to be about how do they respond to the mistakes they make, and that'll put us in the right path. As far as like playing to everybody's strengths right now, we're just putting in an offense, and then we'll tailor that offense to whoever the starter is once we get there. But the thing about Coach Moore's offense is it's got a multiplicity to it, and so these guys are just getting the DNA, and then they're going to make plays within the DNA of the offense.
You mentioned the last 2 seasons, the success that you found in that the team's back, in the building for next year. How do you approach the attack? How do you attack the challenge of kind of finding that year-end success? You have such turnover and everything that goes into that.
Yeah, I think that the number one realization in college football is every year it starts over, and it's about reestablishing the culture and identity that you want on this football team. And you lean on leaders like Dalen Carnell and Connor Tollison and Ja'Kai Lang, some of these vets who've been here a while that understand that process. What you don't rely on is being comfortable. And so, I've challenged everybody, let's not be comfortable. Let's not be complacent. Complacency will kill our team. And being comfortable will kill our ability to win. And so we've pushed our guys. That's why there's open competitions at a lot of positions. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's his opportunity for him to lead. He played as a freshman. Last year it was kind of somebody else's turn because he was new. He's not new anymore. He's a leader. He's an excellent player. And especially with Connor being out right now, he's really the old reliable in the room. And so got to continue to see him be vocal. But he's got it in him, and now he's just got to cut it loose and be that leader we know he can be.
Coach, the practice session we saw at Blake right now, 40-yarder. Can you talk about what you've seen from him so far now in the offseason? And 1% last year, 40 to 49. You anticipate that being an issue this year?
Well, first off, love the way he puts in the work. He's one of those guys that always is working. Two, we identified that exact same thing. Between the 40 and 49-yard line was the biggest issues that we had. Is there something we got to attack? One of the things that we felt like is maybe charting the wind to see if we're over-adjusting for the wind, because on our practice fields, we can tend to be windy up there. And so we just got to make sure that we are putting him in the best positions possible. Also, we were using movable goalposts on the practice field instead of the exact same replica goalposts that we have in the stadium. And so we've made an adjustment to that just to make sure that we're putting our guys in the best position possible for practice execution with game day reality.
You brought in 3 transfers on the offensive line. What were some qualities about those guys that made you guys say we want to bring them here?
Yeah, it always starts for us with athleticism. We want big, long, athletic guys, and then toughness, and ultimately we got to make sure that they're a scheme fit. We start with the outside zone. We felt like those guys were athletic enough and able to handle it. Really appreciate what Dom's done so far. With Connor being out, he's taken the challenge of being a center, snapped really well today. Has all the calls down. In fact, I jokingly walked by Connor and asked him if he ever heard of Wally Pipp, just to make sure he's ready to roll.
At the interior defensive line, you opted not to bring in any transfers over the winter window. Do you like what you have returning, or is there maybe a plan to evaluate that again and look at what you have there?
Yeah, I mean, we like what we got there. We feel like we're with Chris and Sterling and Marquise and Jalen, Sam, Bodford, Jason Dow coming in. We feel like we got some depth there. But there's another portal window coming open, and I'm not saying anything. I mean, why stop now?
Eli, with the leadership you had in that wide receiver room last year, who do you really want to see step up maybe this year? I mean, obviously guys like Josh Manning and Marquise looking at that as the veterans.
Well, obviously, you got guys coming back like Josh Marquise, Logan Muckey, Daniel Blood. But man, Kevin Coleman's played a ton of football, and he made some incredible plays today. Long, deep ball down the sideline. Did a wonderful job in some one-on-one. So we know he understands what it takes to be successful, and his leadership will rub off on the rest of that group. Marquise and Josh Manning are going to always be guys that they know what an elite edge looks like and is, and they understand what the culture of NWO is. So, and then you got Logan Muckey. So I feel confident that room. Really was impressed with the two rooks today, Donovan and Sean. I thought both of them had some really good reps.
I know it's early, but what have you seen from your early enrollees and what they can bring?
Yeah, it's way too early to see. You see flashes right now, but the name of the game is consistency, right? It's whether you can continually stack days. But I like where our guys are at. CJ Bass has really grown up. I thought Dante McClellan's been good. Marquise Davis had a really nice run on the outside zone. It's been really positive so far. One thing I do need to mention is Whit Hafer has moved to the tackle position, and I was really impressed with what he put on tape today.
Got time for one more?
One more question.
You mentioned Luther earlier.
I did.
Do you have a prediction for his 40 time?
I don't have a prediction, but it'll be fast enough that nobody can tackle.
All right. Thank you so much, Coach.
MIC. Thank you.